everyone, I'm Polly, and today we're finishing up the left side of the island, and there's just pretty much a little corner left to finish. And I've decided to put the campsite on this area, and I've actually decided that, like, right at the beginning of creating this island, I thought that this little corner would be perfect for the campsite because I never know where to put a campsite, so I thought this time I was going to have sort of kind of a plan for it. And I didn't really know what to do on the peripherals of the neighborhood. So I had decided already that there was going to be a lot of natural areas with fields and whatnot. So a campsite sounded like it could only belong in one of these spaces. And since this little corner was here left to finish, I just decided to put it here. And I'm also going to decorate the corner of the beach. I'm not going to decorate the whole beach. I will actually block off the part behind the campsite just because there's nothing really going on that area. So why give this island more lag when it's not necessary? Am I right? Because this island already has a lot of lag. And I need to cut in every way I can the lag for this island. In pretty much all my islands, all of my islands have a lot of lag issues. So I'm trying to cut back whenever I can. So this campsite area is not big. It's not major. And it was kind of nice. At first I thought maybe I don't have enough space for the campsite. There's not a lot of space to work with on this little corner, but it ended up being great because tiny spaces mean that you don't have to stress too much about it. Like, you don't have to work a lot to get the full effect. It doesn't look empty. It actually looks pretty full, and there's not a lot going on. But and I was able to fit pretty much everything that I wanted on this space, which was great. And nothing feels cramped, I think, in my humble opinion. And there's actually no. There's also a good division between the neighborhood area and the campsite, and also Pico's house. It is right next to this area pretty much, but it kind of feels further away because there's this road and this sort of forested area between these two areas. I mean, between these three areas, because it also helps Pico's house to look further away from the neighborhood in some way. So yeah, for the beach, a pretty basic, pretty minimalistic decor as I usually do, because if you know me, I am a realistic person. I'm not good at having a very imaginative imagination. So my beaches always end up looking pretty normal. There's not a lot of things going on. I wish I was one of those people that can transform their beaches into something really cool, but for the time being, this will have to do. But I actually like this beach. I wasn't sure if I was going to make the beach part of the campsite. I ended up deciding that I didn't want to do that. I wanted the beach to also be accessible to the people, I mean, the villagers from the neighborhood. So yeah, on this big rock, I did what I usually do, a little fishing area. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with the museum, if I'm going to block off the area where it is, or if I'm going to do another fishing area. I'm kind of, I'm not gonna lie, feels a little bit repetitive for me. I don't really like to repeat the same themes over and over again. So I'm not really sure. I tried to use a few different items on this area as well, some bugs and some fish. And so I think it looks a little bit different from the other fishing areas that I've done before. It doesn't look as rough, you know. I tried to bring out the colors that you can see on the rest of the island, on the neighborhood, tried to transport them to that fishing area, and I think it works really well. And then I just finished with this sad forested area, just a bunch of nature, and I feel like it looks like a very peaceful area, you know. You come here, you camp, and there's not a lot of noise or things happening. Just a chill time, you know, chill time with nature. I think that's what people are looking for when they camp. So there's that. And just using pretty much the same color scheme for the rest of the island, of course. I tried to bring out some water features as well, you know, because to kind of break off all the green and pink, I guess, from this area. Here I am blocking it off. You know me, you know that I don't like you to be accessing areas that are not supposed to be accessible. I'm sorry if that annoys some of you. I'm just the way I'm able to sleep at night, I guess. But yeah, very minimalistic, kind of normal. Like, I don't know, I just started working on this area and ideas came to me, and I just did whatever came to mind. And I actually really enjoy builds like this, where I'm just putting stuff and it just automatically works, you know. I don't have to really think a lot and try to come up with solutions for things that are not really working out. This was pretty natural, in the sense of it just came natural to me, you know. So yeah, it was a pretty cool build for me to do, and I hope you also enjoy it. And I'm sorry if you wanted to see more of the beaches, you know, that I try whenever I can to decorate the beaches. It's just not my fave, you know. I'd rather spend time decorating other parts of the island, I don't know. And here I am just finishing off this area that has like the entrance to the neighborhood and whatnot, just adding a few things to make it look more lived in. And that's pretty much it. I hope you enjoyed it. I think it looks really cute. I love the color palette that I chose for this island, I'm not gonna lie. I even invited a villager to the campsite so you could see it like with a tent. I hope I remember to invite a villager to the campsite when I save the DA. I don't always remember to do that, and then it doesn't feel great, you know. Here is the beach, you know, very simple, but I think it looks really cute. I never used those parasols or whatever they're called, and I think they look really cute there, you know, just using new items whenever I can. Not new in the game, new for me, you know. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this build. And I also wanted to take a little moment to thank you all so much for supporting my content and my channel this year, especially because I haven't been able to upload with the consistency that I would like. I decided to take a break in July. Don't know if you noticed, but you know, even though I've been taking my time and taking a few breaks, you guys you're here for me, you're supporting my content, and I don't feel bad for taking breaks because the channel isn't dying or anything. That is always my biggest concern, that the numbers will start to go down and YouTube will start ignoring my channel, because that's happened in the past, you know. So I'm so grateful for you sticking around, I guess. I never like to talk about goals for the channel in terms of numbers, because I'm always afraid that I'm going to jinx it just by speaking of it. But I had set the goal of reaching 5,000 subscribers this year. at the end of the year. I didn't even think I was going to reach that number because, like I said, I already knew that this year wasn't going to be as easy in terms of content creation, and I would have to probably have a lot of breaks this year, and I wouldn't be able to dedicate as much time as I want to the channel as before. And so I wasn't even expecting to reach that goal, but thanks to you, the channel has surpassed 5,000 subscribers, which, I mean, it's absolutely crazy. And I'm so grateful for that, and I'm so grateful for all your support. So if you feel like you haven't made someone's day today, just know that you've been making every day. My days like every day since I've reached that goal. And if you've been a subscriber for a long time, I thank you so much again for sticking around and for believing in my content. And I hope I'm more active in the next few months. I'll try my best, but life is chaotic sometimes, and there are other priorities, but just know that I haven't forgotten the channel. I will never will. This is my favorite project in life. This is the thing that I love to do the most. So just know that even if it takes a little longer for me to upload, I'm not going away, okay? I'm going to stop rambling now. Thank you so much for watching. Comment below what is your favorite part of the island so far, and if you have any ideas for the rest of the island, I would love to hear them. And thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you next time and all the next times that I upload. Bye.